world. Welcome to Danny's Detours. Cover anything and everything life related. Consciousness is our canvas. We're just starting about, guys, doing a bit of a street walk. What everyone's doing absolutely fantastic. Just jumped in to do a quick live, just to update people a bit on my channel and just to give thanks and gratitude to everyone who has subscribed, commented, liked and supported my channel over the last 8 months. Like I say, I don't expect a lot of people to come in. Maybe they will, I don't know. But, if they do, that's fantastic. But I just wanted to get on, do a quick live and just show my appreciation to my community. We'll just wait and see if anyone comes in. Like I say, if you do, give it a quick smash. Give it a like, follow, share, subscribe. You already know the dance by now. But yeah, we're just doing a little bit of a street walk today to start with Paddy and Willow. Just got back from the blood clinic. Had my blood test done because don't know if any of you guys know, but I'm type 1 diabetic. So obviously every now and then I have to go and get these blood tests done. But listen, it's all part of the experience, innit, guys? I always used to look at things like that as being a bit of a crux to me, or being a bit, putting myself in a victim mentality. But merely it never was. I look at it now like it's a superpower, because God only tests those who are ready to steward big, great things. He doesn't listen. If you've had an easy life, that's probably because you're not supposed to go on and do big, great things. If your life's been tough, you feel as, squirrel, Willow nearly went after that then, straight up the tree. Nearly had that then. Paddy, what are you doing, mate? Paddy were all tangled up then. But just anyone who's feel as though they've had a bit of a hard life, listen, that has been for a reason, because you was never getting punished. You was getting prepared. You've just got to look at it simply like that. Welcome to the chat, whether you're in. But you wasn't being punished, guys. You was literally being prepared. I've only got to look back to, say, when I died, when I had meningitis and I got diagnosed with diabetes. My son was given autism, and I've had lots of different things thrown at me in my life, but it's all been for my greater good. But I used to sort of walk around in a victim mentality. I used to walk around and think to myself, why me? Why is this happening to me? It was always happening for my greater good, guys. Because like you say, diamonds are not forged. They are forged in the fire, aren't they? So they have to go through the heat. You have to be stress tested. It's a bit like when you've got two solid pieces of steel. They have to be strength tested. They have to be, they have to go through rigorous tests before they can be put up onto buildings, before they can be projected, so it can hold all that weight, can hold all that pressure all the time. Hello, welcome to your honor. Welcome, mate. How are we doing? Welcome to Danny's Detours. We're just starting about with the doggies today, having a little bit of a chat. Bit of a street walk and talk. Like I say, if you've not subscribed to the channel, please make sure that you do so. It's absolutely fantastic to have you on the live, and give it a like as well if you already have. Thank you so much. We're just walking around, having a bit of a walk and talk today, guys. Anyone's got any questions they'd like to ask me, fire away. I published a video yesterday. It was a nature, kind of like do some ASMR, because I like getting out in. Thank you, Tio. Massively appreciated that. Shout out, Tio, to subscribe. Massive respect. But, on this channel, we kind of talk about self-improvement, manifestation, becoming a better, greater version of ourselves, because obviously my past. Hello, Earring Seaman. Welcome. Like I say, guys, give it a like. Give it a subscribe as well. Welcome to the live. To start with my two little doggies. She's a little Cocker Spaniel, Willow, and that's Paddy. we're just doing a little walk and talk. But yeah, so like I say, I appreciate everyone who supports my channel, because we're moving on to bigger and better things, because we're living in a world right now where, you know, there's a lot of toxicity, there's a lot of negativity, but it's only if you choose to allow that to come into your mind, guys. You don't have to accept that, because at the end of the day, right, the media, people like this, they project all that out onto you because they want you in a fear state, they want you scared. They don't want you coming from a state of unconditional love, prosperity, you know what I mean? Joy, abundance. They want you in fear, they want you running around, scared, divided. But that is not how it is. But anyway, I'll get you back to Paddy and Willow. They're just had a little bit of a walk around now. There they go. Yeah, so, but yeah, like I say, massive respect to everyone who does subscribe to my channel. If you haven't done, make sure you click the subscribe button. And yeah, but we're just having a little bit of a short wander today. Wanted to get out to see who's going to come into the community, and wanted to come in for a quick chat. We're going to cut down this one here actually. We'll cross over. Oh God, I tell you what, it's not as... I'll put this jacket on today. I put my big jacket on and I'm absolutely roasting. I'm a bit warm. Whew. But like I say, it's good just to get out, get them steps in. But how's everyone doing? Everyone good? Like I say, I don't expect loads of people to come into the chat because it's it's morning, so I imagine a lot of people will be at work. So like I say, I appreciate everyone who does sub to the channel. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun. Oh. I was going to take them out on the park today, but I didn't bother because I've had a few things that I've had to sort out today, so but I just thought I'd get in, check in with the community and see how everyone's doing. Put me out on proper. Yeah, thanks for the subscribe there, T.R. Appreciate that, mate. Like I say, anyone new in the chat, you know what to do. Click the like button, give it a share. Share my channel, let everyone know. My job is to raise the collective, to create awareness and let people know you're not on your own. And you can do and achieve anything you want in this life, but it all starts from you believing it, like it's already there in your reality. Right. Yeah, we're just doing a quick short one this morning, guys. Like I say, appreciate everyone who's come into the chat. I didn't expect loads of people to come in, but you know, a massive shout out to the ones that I've done. But I think we're going to end the stream here. Thanks so much to everyone who has liked, commented and subscribed. And like I say, it's onwards and upwards. But we're getting a couple more people into the chat now. Welcome to all the new people. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're just doing a little bit of a street walk today, guys. Itching today. Shouldn't have put this big jacket on today. Should not have put it on. Like I say, don't forget to subscribe, like it, share it, you know the drill. Way up. There's cats here. Oh. Willow's after the cat. Come on, good girl. Willow's not the big fan. She's not a big fan of the cats. Come on, we're not going in there. Yeah. Right, we're going to end the live there, guys. Like I say, if you have... Oh, no, wait. Oh, it's timing divine. In fact, I was just about to end the live, but we'll stay in a little bit longer now. Hey, Danny. Hey, are you okay? Timing divine, welcome. I'm going to start with the doggies. To start with Paddy and Willow, having a little bit of a street walk. Thought I'd jump in, do a quick live, give you a little bit of a tour of my neighbourhood, near where I live. This is where I live, well, near where I live anyway. Got all the old style Accrington brick houses here. They was all built and put up in the war, believe it or not. World War II, well, I think, yeah, it's after World War II. Accrington brick. Good, how are you doing? Yeah, I'm very good, thank you. I'm very, very good. I'm a little bit warm. I'm a bit hot because I've got my big massive jacket on. I've been walking and it's quite warm where we are. I actually thought it was going to be cold because yesterday, I don't know if you checked out the video. I did a video and it was absolutely freezing. It was down in the nature reserve down near where I live. So, yeah. Willow, you're an absolute minger. She's drinking out at puddles. Look, she really is not bothered. She's rough and ready as all Willow. But yeah, I'm doing good. I'm doing very, very good. Oh. Yeah, I noticed the subscribers are trickling up as well, which is fantastic to see. You know, like I say, everyone in the live, you know, I do regular videos, do them on a daily basis. Thought I'd get in and do a live. I'm not doing any shorts today because, I don't know, I'm having a little bit of a rest today. So I thought I'd jump in and do a live and just see how the community's doing. You know, we've got 4 people in the chat now, that's amazing. Considering it's morning. It's about, what time is it here now? It's 9:36. It has gotten chilly here too as well. No, I'll have to check it out. Yeah, good to hear. 500 soon. Yeah, that's it, exactly. But it's just persistence, isn't it? It's just keeping going. And, you know, there's been many a times where I felt like, oh, I felt like giving up. But listen, we all get them feelings. But that's where your inner self, your higher self has to come in and say, no, not today. We're not giving up. We're just going to keep pushing forward. Because even when you're pushing forward on them days when you feel like that is where true growth happens. You know, like I could have looked back to the days when I was taking drugs and alcohol like over 2 years ago, and I could have said, oh, well, I'll just go back to my old way of life. But in order for us to change, you know, we have to change because we are the universe and we are literally just the universe expressing itself. You know, keep it up. The world needs you. Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you. That's you've hit my heart by saying that. Timing divine. But yeah, so how many we got in the chat now? We got six in the chat now. Let's go. Come on. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. But yeah, just going over the old. There's the old railway bridge there. Just going over that bit. We got 9 in the chat now. 9 in the chat. Here's Paddy and Willow. There's Paddy and Willow. This is near where I live, guys. Humble beginnings. You know. 11 in the chat. Let's go. Come on, like I say, anyone who hasn't subscribed to the channel, you know what you need to do. You click on that button. Give it a click. Give it a share. I appreciate if you click the like button as well, because that gets the algorithm going and it increases my outreach. So yeah. My back is absolute. I need someone to come and itch my back for me, because this jacket, it's absolutely red hot. Come on, let's go. It's absolutely red hot. But yeah, it's mad how I'm like walking around with my camera like this and people think I'm pointing it at them, but I'm not. I'm actually pointing it at myself. But yeah, let's go. Let's go. I am truly grateful for you and your service to all of us are. Thank you. That means that means everything. That I appreciate that. Thank you so much. And a tree always works. Yeah. Do you know? Well, do you know what? Well, I'm not really near any trees at the moment, but yeah, I get exactly where you're coming from. Right, we'll cut through here. Yeah, massively. I think when I get back, I might get Willow to scratch me back for me. What do you say to that, Willow? Come on, we're going to cut through here. The back streets of the UK. Welcome, guys. This is where all the action takes place. Nah, it's not too bad. Listen, a lot of the times the media, they make things out to be a lot worse than what they actually are. You know, they try and pit us against each other. They try and divide us. They try and make us hate one another. But really, guys, where we come from, which is the divine, all it ever truly was pure unconditional love. You know, but it's the powers that be, they've tried to remove that from us. But that's a choice, you know, because if you want to choose fear, that's up to you. But I don't choose fear anymore. I've removed fear from my life. Good to see you smile. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. But, you know, we got 8 in the chat. Like I say, anyone who hasn't subbed to the channel, you know what you need to do. And give it a like as well. Everyone that has liked, thank you so much. And also, I'm on TikTok as well. If anyone's on TikTok, Detours 84. So get on there and give it a whirl. You know, this channel is all about empowering people and letting people know that if you've been in a dark place in your life, that doesn't mean to say that is who you are. That doesn't mean to say that is the place in which you finish. Because life is literally a journey. And if you've been through a lot of trials and tribulations in your life, that just means that God, source, angels, however you want to see it, is building you up to make you become a bigger, better, greater version of yourself. So if you have had a lot of like bullying, or you've had a lot of anything, you know, near deaths, or it could be anything, guys, or toxic family members, that is because they are scared of the light. You are merely just a mirror reflecting, and they do not like what they see when you reflect it back upon them. But just keep shining your light. That's all you need to do, even in troubled times, because your soul is eternal. It never dies. It lives forever. It cannot be stopped. Empower ourselves, empower each other. Yeah, massively, 100%, 100%. That's what it's all about. We can choose to remember exactly. Time and Divine knows. She knows the score. She knows what time it is. Because, listen, the way I look at it is, right, if only, like, say, 25% of the Earth's population had this mindset, because I could go really deep into stuff, right? And a lot of people don't realise that a lot of these religious buildings and that, they're actually built upon frequency points. I'm just trying to cross this road and not get run over here, guys. Just 1 minute. Let me just flip it round. Yeah. Yeah, the Earth's. Hello, you alright? Right, be here, Paddy. Paddy's seen one of his mates here.
Hiya, Paddy, how you well?
You alright, love, yeah?
Good, yeah, I'm just setting off.
Alright,
Yeah,
this is Betty, everyone. I'm just doing a live, so... Alright, love, see you in a bit. That's one of my neighbours, that. She's a really nice woman, eh? She took on Betty as a rescue dog. So she's got an heart of gold, you know what I mean? People like that. Surround yourself with people like that. Loving, caring people, you know what I mean? And that's what it's all about. And this is how we raise the collective. But anyway, back to what I was saying. Like, they built a lot of these religious buildings on top of the frequency points on Earth. Same with the pyramids and stuff like that. But what if I was to say to you that, just 1 minute, guys, just let me, I'm just getting into my house here. Detours Palace, just give me 1 minute, I'm just opening my door. Right, here we go. Here we go, guys. Right, in you go, Paddy. Right, apologies for that, guys, sorry. Back in my house, just getting Paddy and Willow off the leads. Sorry about this. Let me just sit down and then we can commenced alive. Yeah, actually really impressed with how many people have come in. But I did promise myself I was going to do a live today. Just let Willow get out there. In fact, we'll go outside. We'll come outside into my my yard. But yeah, massive thanks to everyone. And we'll just carry on with the chat now. So yeah, basically, like what I was saying before is, you know, it's massively important to... that's a bit better. There we go. That's a bit better. Yeah, it's massively important to remember that a lot of these religious buildings, churches, monasteries and stuff like that, they're built on top of what you call frequency points, which is what we have all over the world. And like the Vatican is the main central point of that. And what a lot of people don't know or realise is why there's so much... Why do you think they're pushing out the digital ID? Why do you think they're pushing out all this like toxicity and, you know, immigration's going crazy? Because they realise that their system is coming to an end. It's crumbling down. But in order for us to have change, we have to go through the dismantling of that system. Is it gonna happen soon? Is it gonna happen now? Are you talking about the ley light? Yeah, I am. Yeah, because basically, right, certain points of... It's a bit like where we've got the Aztec pyramids, the Egyptian pyramids. They're all like central... Well, they all go across the world. You'll probably be a bit more clued up on this than what I am. But I've been doing a little bit of research into it. But underneath the Vatican, if you actually look at the Vatican, right, in the central part of the Vatican, there's a pine cone. What are they trying to tell you there? That's your pineal gland. Because they're telling you, right, but what they do, they've taught everyone through race, mainly religion, that, you know, God exists outside of you. When he doesn't, he's inside of you because you're a God yourself, because you're a fragmentation of God. You are a part of the one infinite consciousness. Do you know what I mean? So this is how things are, guys. And a lot of people don't want you to know these things. And they want you thinking that God is a man in the sky and he's, you know, and bow down. And listen, it doesn't work like that. And that doesn't mean to say, I'm not telling people not to be a good person and stuff like that. No, because you are how you attract what you are. So if you're a good person, you say you're wealthy, abundant, prosperous, that'll come back to you eventually over time. It has to be, because it's literally you're just the universe reflecting back upon itself. Because it's a bit like this. I'll give you an example. If you're having a bad day at work, or just in general, you get up out of bed, or your emotions are a bit all over the place, this is why it's very important to become an observer of your thoughts and not just actually thinking that, oh, this is me, this is who I am, because it's not. Because you've got to look at it, right, like your vessel, or you're the opposite. Like, look at a sky, yeah? A sky is not always... Sometimes it's sunny, sometimes it's rainy, sometimes it's thundering, it's going crazy. But no matter whether it's sunny or whether it's raining or whether it's cloudy, that doesn't dictate what the sky is. It doesn't change the sky. So basically what I'm saying to you is, just because you're having an emotional day or bad thoughts, or you're in a bad place, it doesn't change the fact that your infinite consciousness, like your consciousness is like the sky, if that makes sense. Do you know what I mean? As is like with the waves in the water, it's like they might crash down, they might do damage, but the ocean is still the ocean. It doesn't change the fact. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah. But anyway, going back to what I was saying with the Vatican, like there's frequency keys and hidden technology under there that they do not want anyone knowing about. But this is why I started this channel, because I got pulled and called to do this. I don't know what it was. I was sat over there in my chair, and there was something inside me that just made me think, I need to do this, because I don't even know. I think it was some form of like, we are the skies, the clouds just moving through. Exactly, yeah. Like, you've got to look at it exactly bang on right with that timing divine, because the clouds are just literally your thoughts. But we don't own... This is why I always say we are not the owner of these thoughts. We're not, because Sometimes it can be entities that are just coming to attack you to either move you off course, because there's not everything that we can fully truly see with our own sight, you know what I mean? Thank you for answering the call. Yeah, no worries. But and there was just something inside me that just made me think I need to do it, and I don't even know where it was, but it was like consciousness is our canvas. I don't like that. I think that was a spiritual download. I think that was given to me by either angels, source, God, whatever you want to call it. That was given to me because my ears have been non-stop ringing for the last 5 months, and the last couple of weeks I've been getting, it's been non-stop in the background, mainly in my left, but every now and then it's been going and then going out, like I'm either getting downloads or warnings, but I'm trying to like tap in. But I think these downloads only come through over time. Like I always look back to when I was 8 and I died, and I shouldn't be here, do you know what I mean? But I was saved, for a reason, you know what I mean? And then I was given, I was given the problems and everything. It was all to make me be or become and learn the lessons and be the person that I am now in order to steward the things that are to come further on in my life. But mark my words, when I am at that level where, I'll have influence, and this isn't coming from ego because I'm not an egotistical person, but I will use everything in my power to make the world better. I will, monetarily, I will help people who I feel as though need it, and especially my community members who stuck by me. And I'll always, I put it this way, right? I never forget the people that brought me up, and I've always been like that. So, but anyway, yeah, and I keep going from subject to subject. I've probably got ADHD or something, but listen, it is what it is. But that's a superpower in itself. Yeah, they've got frequency keys under the Vatican that once collectively the Earth raises its consciousness, which is we are in the process of doing that now because there's 144,000 nodes on this Earth. I believe I'm probably one of them. And I love you and yours, Danny. We should, yeah, you too as well. Love you too, but because that's what love is. This is what it's all about. Once we spread this love, frequency, and awareness, and just letting people know that the world isn't it's collapsing for a reason because they're scared that they're losing their control. Do you know what I mean? They're losing their control over us, but it's only if we decide or allow them to give you your control. You're not. Yeah, thank you, BKR23. Thank you so much for that. Like I say, if anyone hasn't subscribed to my channel, give it a subscribe because we go deep on this channel. We talk a lot about spirituality, past experiences, but the main aim is I want to help the community and push it out to the world and just enable people that we always have a choice. We don't have to go down that negative, toxic route. But maybe you're in a position or a point in your life where you have to go through them lessons to learn the lessons, and if that makes sense. Do you know what I mean? So, but yeah. But anyway, going back to what I was saying with the keys under the Vatican, once collectively, as humanity raises its consciousness, which it is going to do over time, then the keys under the Vatican will turn. They can't stop that because they're not actually like a vault or a lock or anything. And listen, you can call it voodoo, hoodoo and all this, but this is real stuff. Hence why they protect the Vatican so much. They've been doing it since Roman times because it was the Romans that implemented control. Because if you look at the word calendar, calends means to pay your taxes at the beginning of every month, which means what? Control. And then we was given Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, which is what? Another form of control, which is to put you, and then they give us 12 months a year when we have 13 moon cycles a year. And a woman's menstrual cycle is the same of the moon, which is 13 times a year. So they did that to knock us out of sync and make us forget. But people are starting to wake up and remember, you know what I mean? And people are starting to realise that, we're not just a speck of dust floating around in space. We're not. It's nothing like that. We are the universe expressing ourselves. Hence why I say Or if you're in a bad place, get out into nature. I've got loads of videos on my channel talking about grounding, doing it barefoot, touching a tree. Mate, I do this on I've not done it today, but I will be doing it later on tonight when I get out with my dogs, Paddy and Willow, and that. But oh, we've got 18 in the chat. That's fantastic. Like I say to everyone, make sure you give it a like. Everyone in the chat now, give it a like and sub to the channel as well if you don't mind, because obviously we're doing. And I'll be doing these lives every Saturday, Sunday as well. So just to get involved with the community. But if anyone's got any questions, anyone wants to ask me about my channel, my past, or they want a little bit of advice, fire away. Just fire away, guys. Or if not, then we can just resume chatting or play. Don't forget to play. Yes, exactly, yeah. Sorry about that, guys. Sorry about that. We cut out. I forgot. Well, I didn't realise my phone were on low battery. Typical yeah, exactly. But listen, we this is why we are still here. We are here to teach the next generation, because now that we've got all this alternative media, or so many different psyops, you know, this next generation's really going to struggle. This next generation's really going to struggle with direction, or which way to walk, which path to walk. Welcome to the new people in the chat. Like I say, don't forget to give us a subscribe. Also, give it a like as well, guys. Thank you to everyone who has given it a like. That's amazing. 8 people in the chat, but apologies that the stream has cut out them because my phone ended up dying. But yeah, like I say, if anyone's got any questions or they just want to vibe in the chat, let me know. I might just 1 minute. We could do a little bit of the tarot. Split the deck. Let me just move all this. I've not had time to clean up because I've literally just been out with dogs, so I apologise for the mess. Apologies for the mess, guys. Danny Detours will be tidying up in a bit. Let me just get rid of all this. Right. So split the deck. What have we got? Oh, listen, if you're in a position of financial hardship, you know, or you feel, listen, this is confirmation that it's coming to an end. You know, look at this pit, look at this, they're out in the cold, you know, they're looking through that window, the warmth is on the other side, but this is just a phase in your life that is coming to an end, guys. You know, if we have to go through these cycles, financial hardship, or, you know, maybe people have betrayed us. But once you change your mindset and once you learn and realize that anything is possible just through the thought of knowing that you are the universe and that anything that you say and bring out into this universe will manifest over time. But you have to say it. You have to get up every day, like start with a positive affirmation, say I'm wealthy, I'm healthy, I'm abundant. And then eventually over time, this will start to shift for you. I might start doing a little bit more live tarot with, because I've not been doing much on my channel, because I have been quite busy. But like I say to everyone new in the chat, give us a subscribe. Thank you to everyone who has liked. Anyone's got any questions or anything like that, just fire away. I'm going to keep this live going for about maybe another 10 minutes or so, and then I'm going to have to get a few jobs done around the house, but we'll do another pull. Should we do another tarot pull? We'll split the deck. Hi, well, on the cards. Welcome on the cards. Welcome to the chat. That's funny, isn't it? How you've just come in Say hi. Like I say, if anyone wants to donate as well, it's in the link in my bio. You know, you don't have to. You can buy me a coffee, by all means. You know, we're just doing a split the deck now. We'll split the deck for on the cards. So here we go. Spirit, what have we got? We have Queen of Swords. Wow. Queen of Swords. So that's like representative of someone who's in charge of their emotions. You know, that's someone who's literally, you know, represents making impartial judgments, using intellect more than emotion. So you've got a strong mindset. You know, she's emotionally understanding but fair with reason. Queen of Swords. Yeah, I've not really been doing tarot that lot. Obviously, I don't just, you know, but I've just been getting a little bit more interested into tarot in the last couple of weeks, you know. Last couple of months. I find it very interesting because it's like, I'll tell you what's mad about tarot as well. Say if I'm having a bad day or maybe say like I raise my frequency or I get into a position where I'm in a good place, I'll deal the cards and they always reflect how I'm feeling. So that is literally just a connection with source when you think about it. Literally just a connection. So we'll do, let's do one more pull. Thank you. In my job, I have to be impartial. Yeah, well, there you go. There you go. Oh, look what we've got. This is my favourite card of the deck. The Fool. And that, I'm not saying I'm a fool. What? I don't know. I have been in the past. Let's just say that I have been a fool in the past. But why I love this card? Because look at the number. It has no number. It literally has no number. So what does that tell you? Look at like, say, how to explain this. Like you've got a deck of cards and you've got ace, king, queen, diamond, club, you know, hearts. Well, this tells me this is literally the representation of the Joker because the Joker doesn't have a number in the card deck and neither does the Fool. But also the Jester, who was a Joker, he was the only one who could go into English King's Court and make fun of the king and get away with it. Not even like the king's barons or understudies could do this, where they'd be put on a block and executed, hung or whatever, tortured in the chambers, whatever you want to call it. It was only the Fool that could get away with this. So this is why I resonate so much with this, because it's kind of like I'm a free soul who I've always felt as though I can sort of like drift in between the lines of reality. You know what I mean? Like I've always felt as though, that's true, I've heard that before, yeah. Like I've always felt as though like, you know, not so much that I don't conform to the rules, but I sort of like find my own path. Because if you look at the Fool, right, look what he's doing there. He's leaping off a cliff, but look, he's literally holding a flower. He's got all his belongings with him there. He's carefree. The mountains in the background, which means he's had a very, very studied and, how do I say this? Like, he's had a very storied past. You know, he's had a lot of colourful moments, ups, downs in his past, which has built him into the person that he is. But he's literally just stepping off that cliff into the unknown, knowing that the universe will catch him. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, that's why I love this card, because we put so much emphasis, time and pressure on ourselves, don't we? We always feel as though that we can control everything. But it's a bit like, say you make plans for something, or you go and drive to, let's say, a job interview, and you think, yeah, I'm going to get this job, or it's going to be the best thing that ever happened to me. And then you'll be in a car accident or something will happen. So then you're late for that job interview and you think, whoa, what? That's not fair. You know, I would have been able to become this person if I would have gone to this job and blah, blah, blah. But it's a bit like saying we make plans and then the universe or God laughs at us. But he was probably doing that for your greater good, because maybe he wasn't ready for that job, or maybe he knew over time that job wasn't destined for you and you had a bigger, better, greater calling. So the universe always puts something into your path which is always better than what you fully intended it to be in the future anyway. That's why I love this card. And like I say, it's 0. And 0 represents what? It's infinite, which is what? You, a soul, everlasting. And the number 8, it's everlasting. There's abundance everywhere, but you've got to say it and know it and believe it. And then eventually over time, because once you speak these words into existence, your reality will start to shift, you know. But, right, what we on now, guys? Like I say, if anyone's not subscribed to the channel, super, Ellie, hello, Ellie. Yeah, super interesting. Yeah, well, listen, this is what life's all about. We come into this existence to learn from one another, don't we? We learn from one another. Like, and some of my biggest lessons in my life have come from my biggest downfalls, because I was a really bad gambling addict. I was addicted to cocaine. But obviously I've not drunk or took anything for well over 2 years now. But something inside me knew that I had to go to them places. But if I was never to have gone to them places, I would never have learned the lessons in order for me to become the person to steward the great things that are to come later on in my life, if that makes sense. And I understand some people, they get stuck in these cycles, because I always used to be stuck in a victim mentality. I always used to think the world was against me. But because I was thinking that and saying that, then the universe was bringing that into my life. Does that make sense? Do you know what I mean? So you've got to think to yourself, well, no, just because I've done wrong in the past, this is not who I am. Because this is merely just a vehicle, a meat suit, a body. But my soul, which is inside it, has come into this life to learn these lessons, to upgrade, maybe to clear karmic cycles for my ancestors. So maybe, like say, I've got, you know, I died when I was 8. I had meningitis. Very, very lucky. Brought back, learned how to walk again in 6 weeks. The nurses said it was an absolute complete miracle. Then I was 15. I got diagnosed type 1 diabetic. Put me into like deep depression at that age. Got me into a mindset of me thinking, why me? Because now I'm knowing that I've got to inject myself for the rest of my life. Put me into a pity mindset. And then that put me on a dark path where I started hanging out with the wrong people. And, you know, like, for me to have gone through all these different things, but still be here, healthy, and able to tell my story is powerful in itself. But this is why I started this channel, because I want it to be like a growth thing where I can look back on it in 10 years and go, wow, look what and I can empower people by making people look at that and go, wow, well, they can do it. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, and everyone gains from it. They're not even so much me, but you guys, and you know, and then you're putting out that good energy as well, aren't you? But like I say, everyone, thank you to liking, commenting, and subscribing to the channel. Danny Detours here. I'm going to end the stream now, guys. Thank you to everyone who has attended it. I'm sorry that it cut out before, because that was my phone battery. I didn't have it plugged in because I was too busy thinking in the chat. But like I say, thank you, Ellie, on the cards, Time and Divine. Everyone who's commented on this, make sure that you subscribe. Give it a share as well. Tell your friends. Let them know about my channel, what it's all about, what we're spreading. We're spreading awareness, positivity. And yeah, you too, you have a great day as well, Ellie. Thank you for coming into the chat. But we're going to leave it at that. For me, Danny Detours, remember, consciousness is your canvas, is my canvas, is everyone's canvas. And everyone have a fantastic day. I'll see you on the next one. I'll be going live again Saturday and Sunday. I'll probably do a longer shout video in between. But yeah, massive shout out to everyone. See you on the next one. Peace.